former Chief Justice of South Africa, Mogoeng, says God has revealed to him his plans to unite the church in the country. But before then, the church must show its willingness by putting aside pettiness and indifferences.
He says he will unite the church of God, all of us, Methodists, Pentecostals, Evangelicals, Charismatics, everybody. But there is what the church must do to allow him to unite the church. One, we must put aside our petty differences. You can't go to that crusade. They want to steal my members. How can the meeting be called by that one? What is the size of his or her ministry? What is the tithe that he collects? What is the size of the offering? What kind of cars park at his premises? For how long has he or she been a pastor? What kind of conferences has he or she been invited to address? Petty arguments, irrational doctrinal differences, artificial and man-made walls of division. In the church of God, we have turned the church of God into our own. You know, I almost shiver whenever I hear men and women of God say, my church, hey, my members, hey. Saints, God says we must remove that. He says we must stop playing church. We must stop leaning on our own understanding. You know how experienced we are. Stop leaning on your own understanding. He says instead, we must seek him with all our hearts.
He says spiritual elements known as the Jezebel spirit has infiltrated the church of God and changed the course of the mandate of the church.
She is responsible for the sexual immorality and the perversion that is guiding the direction in which the church of God must go right now. Church policies are being changed, not as a consequence of prayer, but because of pressure from Jezebel. We obey Jezebel more than we obey God. All manner of immoralities have now been normalized in the church of God because somehow the children of God believe that they have it within themselves. We believe that we have it within ourselves to amend the Bible, to amend the Word of God. God is too outdated. He did not understand idolatry. Oh, we condone it. Have you seen when there are incantations made at certain ceremonies? The men of God are there in full regalia. And idol worshippers are also there. They come together in unity. Men of God, women of God, children of God are no longer like Daniel, who said, I will not defile myself with the delicacies of God. Daniel 1 verse 8. They are not like that. Bring here, let's enjoy ourselves and drink as much wine and whatever has been slaughtered and delegated to whatever.
Speaking to religious leaders at the Healing the Nation of Africa program, Justice Mogoeng said there was a spirit causing divisions in the church today that needed to be eschewed.
Hey, you know these Xhosas. Hey, you know these Batswana. You know these vendors. You know these Kalats. You know these Indians. You know these whites. You know, it is a lying spirit. So in divisions among the children of God. And because of the lying spirit, we still have white churches and black churches. It is a lying spirit, the spirit of division that you and I have been given the power, according to Luke 10:19, to deal with. According to Matthew 16, verses 19 and 20, we've been given the power to deal with it.
He encouraged church leaders to use the church for the purposes for which it was established.
That there appears to be progress and growth in your ministry. Check your heart and your motives. There's nothing wrong with ministries. There is nothing wrong with churches. They can even be very big, but what are you doing there? Use them as centers to disciple citizens of God to assume the responsibility that Jesus Christ commanded us as citizens of his kingdom.